Good morning. On this channel, we will study world history as paper 12th for BA Honors third year students. You should subscribe to this channel so that you get timely notifications for new videos as your online classes will be held here. As with other papers, your syllabus is divided into three groups. The first section deals with the post-World War I scenario up to the making of United Nations. The second section is about United Nations, its structure, and its contribution to maintain world peace. This section also deals with the Cold War era and its impact on the world. The third section is about history of Asia in this period, including revolution of China, imperialism of Japan, nationalism in Malay, Indonesia, Indochina, and also birth of Israel as a nation, followed by Arab-Israel conflict. We will begin with Paris Peace Conference, which was held to settle the course of peace after the bloody battles of the second decade of the 20th century, which are collectively known as the First World War. Not many appreciate wars, as a war destroys lives of not only those who are combating but also of those who are not directly involved. The First World War was not an exception, and it was bloodier than any war fought previously. The war created such a bloody mess, killing more than 20 million people and wounding even more. Not a single family of Europe or in other affected regions of the world remained which did not mourn the loss of their members. Yet we do not get sufficient data to calculate exact loss of lives, as most of the agencies and their employees in Europe were forced to fight the war and not conduct their usual business. This resulted in scarcity of reliable data in many cases. However, historians do their best to fill the gaps. Among all, some days were bloodier than others, as was the case with British forces on 1st July 1916, when they lost more than 57,000 of their troops in a single day of battle. You can see how scary the scenario was. The war stopped in November when Germany signed the armistice and all parties agreed to not fight any further. The road for peace was open, and now it was for the world leadership to ensure a just and lasting peace. The table on your slide demonstrates casualties according to different nations during the war. You can see how badly Russia was hit amongst the allies and associated powers. On the other side, damage to the central powers is shown, including number of troops commissioned for the war, those who died and those who were wounded, and also those who were either captured by the enemy or went missing in the battle. As for the civilians, it is difficult to assess the loss of civilians owing to obvious reasons discussed before. Apart from deaths in battles or massacres, a large number of population was wiped out by the epidemic influenza in 1918. The epidemic was at its worst owing to movement of war refugees in large numbers. The loss of civilians was greater than to armed forces in number. For the peace conference, delegates from more than 30 nations were invited, out of which 5 played important role in the process. Initially, These were 2 delegates each. These were from France, Britain, Italy, United States, and Japan. They were thus 10 in number and were called the Council of 10. You should remember this name, Council of 10. Later, this was reduced to Big Four. Big Four, comprising heads of France, Italy, United Kingdom, and United States. Japan had no interest in the affairs of Europe, and so he did not participate with the four to discuss how settlement should be implemented in Europe. The overall process of peace, it consumed more time from the armistice of November 1818 to the treaty with Turkey in 1923. It consumed more time, as I said, than the war itself. Now on this slide we have some photographs belonging to that period. The first one shows the railway wagon where the Germany signed the armistice. The second one is Palace of Versailles, the Big Four, and we also have a cartoon here. This was published to show Germany's helplessness during the peace process. Now, why the conference was held at Paris? I have displayed the last pair first, owing to its importance, as you should see. Now, first, we will discuss the causes why Paris was preferred over others. There were many reasons, among which are mentioned here, and which made Paris a favorite as the venue for peace conference, like how Germany fought the war, location of the war offices, location of the offices of governments in exile, and Paris used to be the venue for talks among delegates prior to the peace conference. But as written in the last para, many historians believe that it was not a wise decision. The public sentiment in France was against Germany and other Central Powers after a bloody war which destroyed a large chunk of their population, their young population, and also destroyed their economic interest. So, the outcome of the peace conference was not as just, as judicious, as logical as it should have been, owing to the pressure of public sentiment which loomed all the time over the delegates. So let's finish here. In the next class, we will study the peace process, the final draft of peace, its implications for different nations, general questions on this topic. I will suggest a few books as well. And I will answer your queries about this class. If you want me to answer your questions, you should WhatsApp the same on my number. Thank you.